Because if you don't stand up for something, you will lose it. And on the back, it's got Infowars.com. There's a bunch of different variants. One just says Infowars.com. Some say In the Fed. Some of the T-shirts say Wake Up Before It's Too Late or Stop the Criminal, Infowars.com. So a bunch of different variants in black and white. They say fascist. They say Infowars.com. They say New World Order. They say socialism. You know, whatever your view is, all these are bad isms. We've got the shirts, ladies and gentlemen. We do tell folks, like we've been saying from the start, be sure you put this in areas that are legal and lawful to post them. According to this Florida town, you can't put it on a power pole. You can put a lost cat up. You can put a yard sale up. You don't put something unflattering. That is illegal. Worshipping the president is the only way. Our veterans have fought and died so that you don't have free speech. But again, and then there's all the films you can also get at Infowars.com, not just the T-shirts. Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove, Generation RX about the drugging of the kids, Endgame, the whole eugenics plan, Anthrax War about the race-specific bioweapons, the Obama deception that you heard Steve Quayle talking about. Get them all at Infowars.com or watch them in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. And we even have the evil Gadsden flag, don't tread on me, with Infowars.com on the back. The establishment really hates this, and this is how we fund our operation to continue standing up against the New World Order. Speaking of supporting people, folks need to support Steve Quayle. His website is stevequayle.com. Just Google Steve Quayle, best-selling author and researcher. We'll tell you about those before he leaves us. Okay, enough of my interruption, Steve. I want to take calls in the next hour when you're on with us. Continuing what you're saying, the next few weeks, next few months, red alert. He's losing a couple of percentage points a week. I heard a rebroadcast. I said a day. I say things wrong sometimes, but always correct it. He's gone from 80-plus points, slowly dropping. The last 2 weeks, losing 2 or 3 points a week. Most polls show him in the mid to low 40s. The ones they throw around say 50, 49. Gallup, Rasmussen shows below 50. What are they going to do? I mean, he's a puppet, but he's the puppet they've got their whole agenda behind. So I see them having to stage a terror attack or a shooting or something to demonize these grassroots people that are coming. And, you know, they open up the doors and 95% of people are booing and screaming and saying, I'm not partisan. I wasn't paid to come here. I don't want cap and trade. I don't want socialist health care. Obama's lying. He's been caught lying about what's in the bill. People have gone over that now. I mean, I see a total loss like I've never seen of confidence in this criminal and his controllers. And that's why I see them now. I knew they were going to have to come out and say militias and gun owners are going to kill you. The DHS report is real. The veterans are evil. Now they're saying that the veterans are white supremacists and are going to bomb federal buildings. They did that last time before they bombed themselves. So that's why I see us going into total red alert. Steve Quayle.
Well, we are at red alert, Alex, and the things that lend me to believe that or lead me to believe that is the fact of paratroop drops in the rain north of Cincinnati, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, WAFB Channel 9 talking about the parachute drops. I mean, not only that, but I'm getting reports from Indian Gap Town, the base up in Pennsylvania, about just massive, and I'm talking massive, they're training 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Foreigners, the last group in there was from Chile. And guess what? They're training them all and going house to house to take away the guns. Now, I want to share something with everyone. I am so absolutely in a period of turmoil because when I say this, is you can no longer just go by the information, waiting for more information. You've got to get prepared. And I'm telling everybody I know, Alex, I dealt most of yesterday with people telling me they've got to get out of where they're at. And I'm telling people that they'd better start moving now. If you live east of the Mississippi, you should be looking at mountain places where maybe some old tourist hotels, when I say old, tourist hotels that are unoccupied during the fall. During the winter, go up and rent a place, but get out of where you're at, especially if you've got high visibility. I can tell you this, the veterans that have heeded my warning, and there are certain things I don't say publicly that they know that can be validated through their own channels. A lot of them have already left the country. I will tell your listeners this. Now, look, it's not what I pretend to know. It's that people who do know let me know when I'm on, because contrary to popular belief, there are still some great people out there that are fighting behind the scenes and dying behind the scenes to basically bring the information to the public. There has been a war declared on the intelligence community of years ago, especially those that still believe in the Constitution, still believe in their oath, and the Constitution now is vilified. In these town hall meetings, you cannot bring up the Constitution. You bring up the Constitution, that's a one-way ticket out of the meeting, usually by pretty burly thugs. You can count on, ladies
and by the way, we're seeing them beat up women, beat up men, beat up blacks that are against Obama because they really don't like that image. They want to make it that it's all racist to divide us. Grabbing old men on TV with Spectre and then saying that we're the ones doing it when on video it's them.
Well, I think that people have got to understand something. They control the images. They control the speech. That's why they hate free speech. Because, see, Alex, what's happening now, people have finally been able to say, look it, I no longer have a job. I no longer have my 401k IRA where I used to have enough money to retire on, and now I'm being told I may get to die at 65 because of a health panel. And by the way, it's interesting, isn't it, that even they...
Those death panels are in there. I've got videos, we've played them, of Rahm Emanuel's brother saying he's a bioethicist board. They say in the documents that they're going to ration care.
Well, and again, ration care, that's eugenics, my brother. That is absolutely what's going on. And by the way, they hate that word. See, they accuse anybody who says, look what they're doing is being Nazis, and I can say, by the way, your wording is out of a direct speech given by Dr. Mengele. In one case it was. So when I see these people saying that anybody who is contesting their do what we say, not as we do, oh, okay, will you take the health care provisions offered? Even the president himself wouldn't answer that question. So you see, the elitists and the socialists, let's just get rid of that socialist word, the communists, the Luciferians are absolutely livid that their plan to implement this cannot be done as quickly or as seamlessly as they thought. That's why you've got the U.S. military preparing for total civil uprising. That's why you've got thousands of snipers being trained at San Luis Obispo for the eventual uprising. That's why the local police are being told that Vietnam veterans and all veterans are potential terrorists, that, people that quote the Constitution, Bill of Rights, how dare we? Well, listen, we dare. And what we're trying to do is save your rear ends in the whole battle, because let me share this, Alex. It is a given that once the powers that be have utilized local law enforcement, National Guard, and willing military, they all die too. And that's what we're fighting for. You see, we're trying to not only fight evil against those who are coming against everything that freedom is based on, but we're also trying to protect their families. And like the law enforcement officer who sent me that letter stated, he knows, 35-year veteran in law enforcement, that they're going to use his family, first of all, as a hostage, and then basically they're in the targets too. It's problematic. It's absolutely astonishing to me that most people do not get the fact of the lateness of the hour. I'm getting emails right now while I'm on the air with you. Are you going to put up your red screen? My red screen will simply say, it is time to head to the hills. This thing is on. Go for it. Do I know that they'll keep the internet up? No. And again, what I'm trying to do, Alex, is just see, the difference is that there is no, when I say this, there is no hope of turning it around in my eyes. There is a hope of getting people to recognize that they need to turn and repent. See, across the land, there is not one voice, maybe one or a couple, saying that people need to repent in this land. If people would repent, turn back to God, then things could be different. But I don't see that. And see, the deal is that just withstanding the New World Order, you cannot stand against a supernatural force in human force. It cannot be done. And
well, Steve, you're right, but in every other nation, tyrants take over and they do this, and they really are building FEMA camps. They really are admitting Northcoms to take over the governors. I really do have the Hill and the Associated Press. Governors oppose DOD emergency powers. A bipartisan pair of governors is opposing a new Defense Department proposal to handle natural and terrorism-related disasters, contending that a murky chain of command could lead to more problems than solutions. But they're really whitewashing this.
Well, they're whitewashing it. Look, the deal is that we're all hearing, and when I say we're all hearing, your sources are different than mine. People feed you, feed me, but there are people that I know that you've never met and vice versa, or just people that are anonymous.
Well, it's not even that. They're openly announcing that the main target is the governors in the John Warner Defense Authorization Act.
I agree, but you see, Alex, that when you and I say that, even though you print it up on your info or put it up on your Infowars.com site, I put up on SteveQuayle.com. Doesn't matter if George Norrie has you or I or anybody on. It's that the people that absolutely go to work from 9 to 5 or basically looking for a job from 9 to 5 are not getting the true news, because that's why they're putting the full court press on to vilify. And
what I'm saying is there's no doubt the feds are trying to take over, but this is not Russia, Tsarist Russia, or, the poor peasant, Chinese culture, good people, but they'd always been slaves. This Soviet takeover, and that's what it's more akin to, isn't going to work with all these guns. And I see their whole agenda stalling. I see them staging terror attacks just to maintain and hold on. Steve, you're saying you really think they're going to still go for a hot war?
Absolutely. Absolutely, they're going for it. Absolutely.